Welcome to Markets of Sunshine. Today's video is all about altering an index card, which this is a larger one. Your normal size that you will find is 3 by 5. But this one's a little bit larger. So this is a 5 by probably, I'll lay it on my little table here so we get the accurate measurement. 8. Okay, so 8 and looks like 8 1/4. Okay, so 5 by 8 1/4 is what we're going to be working with today. And I have got a surprise what I'm going to do with this. Okay, so I'm going to incorporate making another style of a no-sew binding and no-sew signature journal method. Okay, so this is going to be taking us back decades to how original photo albums in like the 1900s and how they were bound. I actually have an old encyclopedia that was done this way, and I used to have a Japanese photo album that was made that way. And so once I show you, then we're gonna do it with our crafting supplies. So we're not going to be using the actual attachers that they used all those years ago, like 100 years ago. Now, so to get started, we have our little 5 by 8 1/4 index card. So that's going to be our base size for this journal. Now all I need to do, okay, and I'm collecting the pages of what's going to go inside. So this is possibly going to be one. I've got that laid out as a possibility. Some other scraps, this Tim Holtz paper with the clocks. I like the clocks. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to try to incorporate some of my new Anna Griffin papers that I just got off of Home Shopping Network, which today at 3 o'clock, my friend Tilly told me that Anna Griffin's going to be on for the last show of the month. So I'm going to be 3 o'clock Eastern time, so I'm going to be ready for that to see what kind of goodies they have. I don't expect to see anything new that I don't already, have or need, but you don't ever know. Okay, so I'm thinking on this one, I want to go with the cream background. So everything that has a cream background is what I'm going to use. This journal, and maybe this one that has the light blue. That one with the cream background. And I don't know. I'm not really, that one I'm not really feeling it with the reds. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. This is all like greens and blues and it's got a little bit of red there. Alright, so I'll put him in there just for purposes. So the other one won't go in there then because that's blues and everything else. And then for the front cover, I'm going to incorporate this luscious Anna Griffin lace die cut cardstock, and we're going to just use this border. So I'll show you how we're going to use that, how that will be incorporated in. Okay, so let me set those to the side, and now let's work on the cover. So this is inspired by one of our Facebook group members, and I'm really happy that she asked a question the other day about how to get started. So I showed her some of my playlists for the 3-ring binder one, which is a no-sew, completely no-sew journal as far as the signatures go and the cover. And then I gave her the altered book one option because obviously you don't sew anything in because it's already sewn into the book. So those are the two beginner, but now this will be a third for a beginner and anyone, but you're going to love it. So first up, we have to cut the cover size. So what I'm going to use is just a front and back, well, 2 front covers off of paper pads. I don't think this is the back cover. It might have been the back cover. Okay, it is the front and back cover. Okay, so we want the white side is going to be the front, and then this will be covered up. So we're going to collage it and camouflage it, everything else. So the size is going to be the same size, excuse me, just a little bit. You want to leave just a little bit of wiggle room for turning your pages. And then once we add, excuse me, Oh, I don't know what it is when you turn on the camera, that all starts to happen. It's crazy. So we're going to leave this little bit here, and you'll see why. And then I want a little bit here, and just a little bit here, and a little bit here. So let me cut, and then you'll start to see. Oh, I put my little altered Scrabble tile hanging off of my tripod, and it just fell. If it would have been a bug, it would have been a scream you would have heard, but actually I can just use these two pieces. I don't even have to cut this one. I can save it for a future project. And the journal can be whatever size you choose, and once you see what we're going to do, then you're going to really love this method. Get that out of the way. Okay. Now, all right, so we're leaving that little bit of wiggle room. This I might have to trim down. I don't think I want it that big, but I want to bring this over because I need it to, this is over here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. But first we're going to trim this one to the size of the front one. So the front and back cover is the exact same size. And we're just trimming. This is trash. Okay, so now we have our front and back cover, and then what we need to do is we need to score these two pieces. So let me get this out of the way. Let's bring in the scoreboard. Score them one at a time. All right, so I'm going to score it. I'm going to use this piece here as my guide, the line right here. So 1/2 inch, but I'm thinking I'm going to go just past the 1/2 inch mark, between 1/2 inch and 3/4. Going to score it a couple of times. And then we're going to fold it back on itself. And supposedly, when you do it like that, it prevents it from cracking. That's what I was told. But you see how that, I wanted that to be on the inside, and it was like, oh, okay, look at that. Okay, so it doesn't matter. All right, so yeah, okay, so this is going to be, it doesn't matter if this is upside down or whatever, because it's going to go. All right, and now, okay, this is the front cover. So the other one we want to do the same thing. So in between the 1/2 and 3/4. I always say, you know, cooking measurements. So I always say 3/4, and then my husband will say, you mean 3/4? So apparently, you know, when you're in the construction field, you got to say 3/4. But if you're in the cooking field, you can say 3/4. Okay, put this back in here. We don't need this anymore. Right. Okay, just sit for a moment. Okay, now, yep, these are perfectly even. So you want the covers where these two, let's call them hinges, the flaps are going to meet, and then this is going to fold over like this. And then now all of our papers are going to be between these two hinges. So this one will go on top of this one will go like this. So they will be sandwiched between the two, and your pages will be like this. Isn't that cool? Very, very cool. I love it. So it's so quick and easy and simple to do. And I'm going to try to make it explain it in the easiest way possible so that you can just, you know, breeze right through this. Now, if you have a 3-hole punch, this is going to be your friend for this project. But we're only going to need 2. But what we're going to do is we're going to flatten that back out. Okay, now we're going to just kind of like eye here where from this end to that end. Now, if you really want to be, you know, precise, then you can get your little ruler out and you can say, okay, you come over here and you say, so it looks to be about, yep, 1 3/4, and yep, just close enough to 1 3/4. Okay, so now let's punch this out, and it's no problem if it doesn't come out right because I can just get a new cover. But now I'll be able to punch it and see, are these going to come out in the little hinge piece like I want. And this little piece here, this little piece here, and it's not going to matter. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, all I need to do is I could come along with my regular hole puncher and punch that as well. But since I already know that this is 1 3/4, then I can just put this in here. And again, get it to where I looked like it was, you know, good before. It needs to come a little bit more on that side. Yep, so it just needs to go up a little bit. And then make sure I'm getting the 1 3/4. Now I'm just going to have to push it down a little bit. I don't know why it's... I measured, I cut these the same exact size. Why aren't they coming out right? Okay, so now let's put this in here, put this in here, and it looks like it's pretty close. I might have to trim off. All right, let's just measure it one more time. And in our case, we got to measure quadruple times, not just twice. Okay, right there, right there, right there, right there. Okay, that's better. Okay, now line them up. Wow. And the crowd goes wild. She did it. Okay, now we're going to save this over here to the side because we're going to need it. So now when we put in our, this will be folded down this way. This will be folded down this way. And then this one will go on top of here. And then all we need to do is then use our hole puncher. And we can put the little... Get our little pencil, come in here, mark a little circle here, mark a little circle here, and then get our hand hole punching tool like this one, and we can make our own, which that one's too small, but I have a big crocodile one I'll use in a minute. Okay, so now we're going to take these and we're going to set these aside. So now we want to have all of our embellishment papers, not embellishment papers, our journal pages to be this size here. And now they all need to be going in this direction, so we want it to be, because these are directional papers, patterns, so we want them all to go this way. And this is only one-sided paper. Alright, so now we're going to get the paper cutter back out. So you have your front and back cover done, you have your hinges, you have your holes punched. And then be thinking of what do you think we're going to use to hold these together. It's something that everybody should have in your stash. And it's something you can open and close. So you can add more pages and make this as thick as you want. This paper is larger than my cutting mat, so I have to cut this off. Otherwise it's going to put a wrinkle in my paper, and I don't want that. This is just trash. And I know some of you save those and do stuff with them, but I'm I got too much trash in my office. I don't need any more. I got enough in my stash. I don't want trash in my stash. Okay, take that one, put that one over here. Turn it around this way. So everything, just decide how many pages you want in your journal. I know I'm only starting off with a few, but we're going to keep adding more as I think that's a great size. I mean, really, you know, you don't need it to be overwhelming. And I'm finding the smaller size is easier to store. And then, of course, if you want to gift it, which I may gift this one, then it would be easy to ship. And on my channel, you have multiple ways of winning things. If you subscribe to the channel, and then every 100 subscriber increment that I reach, then I do a giveaway. So right now we're at the 400, and you have until April 2nd to go over to my blog and enter. And you have to use your email address or your Facebook account. And some people are having difficulties, and we don't know why. Everything looks fine. I've had people test it, and I've had people who were able to. But you have to follow my blog, and you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that. So if you did not do one of those, I have no idea why it's not letting some people. So when I see that you have followed my blog, I can see that, and subscribe, I see that. And you have to subscribe with a public account so that I can verify. Obviously, I can't verify it if it's private. And then I can manually add you to the giveaway. You just have to send me your email address. And you can do that on my blog or through Facebook through a direct message, or my Instagram through a direct message. Okay, so we're just going to start off with these 3 pages. So don't want this video to be miles and miles long. Okay, so this can go back over here. All right, now we're going to go get the hole puncher. And for the purpose of what I'm doing, these holes might be a little large, but that's okay. It will still work. Okay, I've got 2 different sizes on here. I want the larger one. And it seems like it's the perfect size. Always, I have to put the arm of the puncher down on the surface because I just shake and it's all over the place. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Okay, so there's the first one. So that's what you do. You just use your one as a template, and then you just line it up. Best you can. Oh. Trying to keep my little fingers out of the way too so that I don't pinch them, because you see how that part goes closed too, so trying to hold it all steady, but I gotta be very careful because I could pinch it. Yeah, that one didn't get as smart as I would. But a little tip that I learned is you can come over it with a piece of washi tape, and you can repunch it so that if it's starting to get too swimmy on you. All right, so now there's our holes punched. Did I do them upside down? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I did them on the other side. Okay, well that's okay because it could actually go this way, and then this one can go this way, and then this one can go this way. So it's all good. Okay, so I can just, this one goes in the right direction, but all is not lost. And then I'll decorate these 2 pages. And then when you turn it, you got this pretty one. It's all going in the right direction. And then when you turn it, this one is going in the right direction as well. You see how that worked out? Okay, so then this is going to go up here. So we're going to alter this, but we're also making our journal. Okay, so make sure everything, but now the holes, yeah, see the holes are now, wait a minute. Let's figure this out. Okay, so these two, nope. Yep, see I punched those wrong. All right. Somehow, let's do it again. Okay, so this was supposed to go this way, and this was supposed to go this way. Okay, so I'm going to hold them like this, so I don't do that again. Okay, so now this one. All right, so that one's lined up, so that we're good on this one. Okay, this one is good. It's just these two they got punched on the wrong side. Now I'm going to hold them together. I don't do that again. And now we're going to go through all three pieces. Okay, it worked. Okay, and now we're going to go through these three pieces. All right, now it's all good. That piece is going to go on top there, and then this, and then this, and then this. Okay, now we're all in the right direction. We're all on the same page. Yes, and the crowd goes wild. Okay, so now we put this one over here. We make sure we're going in the right direction on it. Or does it need to go back here? And nope, it needs to go, I think it needs to go here. So this one needs to go here, and then this one is the one that goes here. Okay, so I'm going to lay it down and line it up and make sure I'm all good on this. Okay, covers are lined up. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little mark right now. Okay, so this is the top. Okay, got to do these things, and then this is the top. Okay, now we're good. And we're going to cover that all up in a minute anyway, so it won't matter. So now let's set the covers aside, and let's alter the index card. Move all this stuff out of the way, because now I'm through with them. You learn you have to clean as you go, because if you don't, it's just going to be a mess. We don't want messes that are going to impede our creativity. All right. Set these back down. Put these over here. I'm going to get to you in a minute. All right, so I left out these papers here. And I'm thinking, you know, why not just go ahead and incorporate them in? And that's going to be fun, and we can actually turn them over. So I'm thinking these little scraps are going to become pockets. So they'll be trimmed down, but those can become pockets. And then this leftover piece here that we're not going to use. And then the clocks, so I'm going to use the clocks. That's going to be incorporated in. I don't need the blue, but I do want the clocks. That goes over there. This is a nice color here, so that can be incorporated in. Okay, so now those are going to go there. And then this is going to be for our cover, so we're going to set it aside. Get this out. And now we need a piece of plastic. Protect the work surface. I'm going to use this bag. Okay. Keeping all those little bags handy right now. Okay, so now we have to keep in mind the two holes need to stay open. We don't want to go closing those up, and then we'll have a real problem. Okay, so let me look through my stack of papers here. And what color theme do we have going on here? We have obviously green and some white and some cream and a little bit of pink and a little bit of red. And a little tiny bit of a very soft blue. I forget the name of it. Is that a bleeding heart? I think that is a bleeding heart. And lilies and irises and roses. Okay, so very vintage Victorian garden. This cardstock is so thick and heavy you can't hardly lift it. Okay. All right, so that's it. So white, red, blue, a little bit of pink, a little bit of yellow, and green and cream. Okay. Just trying to get a starting point here for this thing. All right, so now let me look through here. What do we have? Okay, so we always working on my consistency theory method. You always have 3 elements when you're going to be decorating a page. So 3 layers of papers. So this is your first layer. This is your second layer. So we're altering this background. Gotta cover up the blue. And the colors that I had were purple, green, pink, and blue. So that was this is the one I grabbed. Okay, this does not go with that. That screams no right off the bat. All right, I do have some other metallic cardstock from the Anna Griffin line. A cream that would go pretty with that, and a pink that would go pretty with that. So, all right, and I do have my double-sided tape that not that I can see right now that I'm going to be needing it for any of this, but we'll see. All right, so let's see what we have over here. All right, so we have some pink roses, and we have some more book page. Remember, we have to alter both sides, so we need to cover it all up. And I do have some of this paper that came out of that other stack. And what else? Okay, that looks about all she wrote right there. What is this? Wait. Is that anything? Ah! Set that down. Digging through the stack. And what always happens when you're doing that? Something's gonna go, and that's what just happened. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back over here. There's the book that I take the book pages out of, so I might as well take it. This whole paper pad. Okay, lay that down. Get this over here. Get that over there. Okay. All right, we're all good again. Everything is safe in the world. Okay, this might possibly work. Might work. Okay, so these. That, I don't even know what is going on there. That's stuck with that. All of these. Okay, so this is the metallic I'm looking for here. Okay. So now we're going to come in here and we're going to cover this completely. Just going to cut it out. No cutting mat required. Just put the scissors right up next to the index card. So that's my guide cutting. So we're going to save that. Now, oops. I do need the hole puncher again. I'm going to go ahead and just draw the little circle. Oops. Okay. I will be covering that up anyway, so it's all good. All right, so now this is going to be covering up this. Very pretty. Now we can come in and start adding our embellishment layers. How do we want this to go? And of course, you know, there's no right or wrong way. It's your journal. Do with whatever you see fit. You may embellish it to your little heart's content. And again, there's no right or wrong way. It's just a matter of collaging and doing whatever it is that you want to do to make it look beautiful. I want to see a little bit of this border. I'm going to scoot everything in and down, over. Okay, so I'm giving it a little bit of a border. There we go. Even this up here. Bring this down a little bit more. Everything just starts to come together. It's just, you know, but you just have to keep playing with it, moving it around, repositioning it, and then before you know it, it's like, then you realize it, then it's that eureka moment, and it's like, that's it. I love it. That's what I want. Keep it right there. Don't move anything. So this is where I'm headed with all this. Okay, so I like that now. So I think it adds just the exact right amount of layering that is needed, and everything looks beautiful. So we're going to come in now and we're going to ink up all these edges. Using our two colors, the antique linen and our vintage photo. And I don't put the caps back on tightly because I struggle. You can see that I struggle, so I do struggle. All right, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to try something. Okay, so we're going to just very lightly come on here. Each piece is so thin. Trying to keep everything where I have it now, and then I can just ink those edges. You always see something different on my channel, so this is my way of the lazy way of inking, I guess you could call it like that, because I hate to pick up every little tiny smidgen of paper and try to do this. Generally, I glue it all in place and then I'll ink it like this. So, but I'm just doing it like this. We're gonna get the glue stick out. Okay, that looks good. All right, I'm happy. And I use the Scotch brand glue stick. Very sticky. All right, so let's deconstruct this. All right, so we move this down here like this. So these pieces go here. And then these two go on top of that. Okay, so let's take this piece first. Move that over. Looking at which side do I want? Okay. And then this. Just glue it around the edges. And I want to be able to have a little bit at the top, a little bit at the side. Okay. And then the same thing with this. Just glue it. This is a beautiful handmade paper. Don't know where I got it from. I've had it for years. Since this piece is so small, you definitely want to go around all of the edges and the middle. Same thing with this piece of doily. It's just a piece of doily that I inked up. Actually, the way I inked it is leaving me a pattern that I can follow to know where to put the pieces back. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I have this over here. Glue or what? Okay, so that I think I moved it a little bit, but that's okay. It's okay. I can smell of that glue. Oh. clean off my little fingies just a second. Just use water from a spray bottle and a paper towel. Wipe some of that glue off. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. I like it. Okay, so now this has to come back over here. And then this is going to go on here. So before I glue it, now I'm going to ink all these edges, but I'm going to get my hole punch the holes. That around. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And then the cover, and then the little holes are lined up. Yay! We're doing good. Okay, so now we can ink these up. I'm going to stand up for just a minute because I've got to alternate between sitting and standing. If I sit too long, that hurts. If I stand too long, that hurts. So we got to, right now we're human yo-yo. Okay, so this little bit of inking is really making a difference. It looks so pretty. I hope you're enjoying this video. This new no-sew method and the altered index card for our junk journal. I'm going to glue up the index card. Then I can just lay the other one right on top. Start at the bottom, lining up the holes, and I think we did a good job. All right. Okay, so there's the front page. Isn't that beautiful? Just love it. And now we get our other pages, and we can put it on the front, or we can put it in the middle, wherever you want to place it. Now let's do the back side. Going to do the same thing, use the same paper. Noticed I was being more careful. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Just hold on to this and cut using the index card as our guide. And I put my finger up here at the top so that prevents it from shifting on me. Put those two pieces over there. This is already used up, so I'm going to throw it away. And get another one out. Okay. Alright, so let's first going to punch the hole. Okay, that part's important because now I need to make sure. Okay, so when I flip it over, so now this is the side we're going to embellish. Let me go ahead and ink these edges. That will be a help for me to know, remind myself. I'm going to go ahead and glue it right down. Don't make any boo-boos. Okay, so everything's going in the right direction. So it'd be in my book like this, and then this goes over here like this. So now we're going to lay that over there, and then we'll put the glue on this side. Really being generous with this glue stick around these edges. This is so much easier than using the wet glue. Then I have to use the brush, and I don't want to use the brush, so. Not that there's anything wrong with using the wet glue, but this is going to stick just dandy, no problems. This stuff stays put. I have not had any problems with it coming apart. Same thing I did before. Get in this corner here first. Try to hold it down. And then come over here. And then move it. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Just a little bit. That's fine. Okay, all right. Just a tiny bit down here. I don't want to see that blue, so I'm going to have to trim this one. The others are fine. Just got a little bit off. It may not even matter. I could come across that with some trim. Let me just leave that. I might just cover that up with trim because it's just a tiny smidgen here, so it's all good. Okay. So now let's go ahead and embellish this. We're going to do the same thing with our layering. So 1, 2, 3. Of course, that was a fourth, but you can add another layer in there if you want to. Okay, so now I'm out of this, and everything doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. So let's just look at this and then figure out. Okay, so this paper here, and then the book page. So I know I want book page. That's always a given. I always use the book page. Clean the fingers again. let me see, where do I have some pretties? Okay, so we're going with this floral theme. Dump this out, see what we got in here. Okay, that's a possibility. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, so oops, the white definitely is out. We don't want white because we're working with cream here. This is too thick. I don't like that. Okay, so this has possibilities. This has possibilities because it's flat. I like it. I like it. Which side is the right side? Okay, looks like that's the right side. This is pretty, but it's not quite what I want. And this is pretty. Definitely love that. Okay, so do I want the solid part here or the lacy part? Okay, and then this, is this more cream? Yeah, could go. It could work too. Okay, so let's see here now. So see, who says that it has to be all paper layers? Nobody says it has to be all paper layers. So it can be a combination of paper and lace or fabric. You see, it's just layers. It doesn't have to be all paper. So we're going to start in the background, and the background on this is going to be our book page. Okay, and then we're going to come in with this, and we're going to start covering it up, and we're going to make it all pretty and beautiful. Whoops. Oh, good grief. Just dropping stuff left and right. It's crazy. Okay, so I guess maybe my sciatic is saying, well, that's because you need to stand up again, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to move in a minute. Okay, so then this could go here. Ooh, I like that. Oh. Oh. Okay, now let's see. This has just got to go. It needs to be trimmed. It's getting on my nerves. We're going to trimmy-wimmy it right about here. All right, how far over do we need it? Right there. Okay. And this, just trim it right about there. And this, just trim it right about there. Okay. Now these pieces can go back into their little bag. And let's see what we got. Okay. So now we have something that looks like this. Gotta even this up because this is uneven way down here. All right, and maybe like right about there. Okay, now there we go. All right, I'm liking that. Okay, so this is already so patinaed. Now do we want to turn this one this way? I am believing so. Yes, we do. Okay, so that one needs to go like that. Okay, that one needs to go like that. This is going to slide over away from the little holes because we don't want that interfering with that. Okay, this is going to go down here, and then this is going to go here. Let me scoot him up here. Do I want him up here, or do we want him in the middle where I had him? Yeah, I don't like it like that's fighting that. Down here, no, okay, he stays in the middle, okay. Okay, so this is at the bottom. This reminds me of a cute little fence. Okay, this is definitely like the, you know, a balance or something. I don't know, but anyway. It's looking good. I like it. I like it. Okay, and then this, I'm almost thinking I might do something like this and bring this up here and this up here, and then kind of have this kind of like, you know, pleated or something here in the middle. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch these trims onto just the book page. Not to this, just to the book page. Okay, so now let's glue this one down. Sewing it all down. And I left this one so that it can be like a little belly band. Might need a little bit of the wet glue on this. We'll see. May have to call out the big guns on this one. The reinforcer. Nancy Drew on the other side, and I have Alice in Wonderland on this side. How cool is that? Okay, so let's see. I want that to line up there. I want this to line up here. And I want that to line up there. Okay, before we... Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. So let's just start putting it down. So I zigzagged here, down these two sides, made that the belly band, did a straight stitch across there. Now I'm going to come in with the inker, ink up these edges of this here. A little bit more. Come down here on this lace. You can apply the ink to anything you want. It's your project, do wherever you want. Okay, this is very, very tricky, so I don't know if I can get much of it on here. It's very delicate too, I don't want to start ripping it. Okay, that looks beautiful. So what do you think about that so far? Isn't that gorgeous? So belly band here, cute as can be. Now you have a very, very nice, sturdy card for your journal. Now let's start putting this together. And let me show you how to do that. It's going to be super easy. I'm going to use this as my front piece, and then this one is going to go on top here, and then this one is going to go on the back here. Okay, so just like this. Lay it down. Open it up. Check your hole alignment. Sure everybody is in their proper little place. So you're going to have to open it up like this, and then you're going to see, so you might have to wiggle things around a little bit, but I can see the holes are going to go fine. So now we're going to do the cover, and I just want to show you how beautiful this cover is going to turn out. All right, so I'm going to take, where's the extra pieces? All right, so this is going to be our border. So this is going to hang out, and I'm going to use the little dots that are going to come in right at the edge, and then this beautiful lace part is going to come out. So this has to be trimmed, this has to be trimmed. So I'll have to trim it right here and trim it right here. Now, the only thing is, this side here, I remember that now, has to be taken off completely so that when you open it, otherwise this is going to tear and it's not going to look pretty. So only the little holes will be right here on this edge, and then the rest of it has to be taken off. So the first thing I need to do is go ahead and trace this on the back side of it, because we're not using this whole piece. We have a different embellishment in mind for the center of this. Okay, so this goes like this. We're looking at that like that. We got the holes lined up here, so we're using this as a guide. And then we're going to do the same thing. So this little bit of the edge of the border of the lace is where I'm just bringing this right to the edge of that. The same thing up here, same thing over here. Okay, so now I can just come in with my pencil and just very, very carefully trim this out just to get this part of it. Well, actually, I don't need to trim all the way over here, so it's just, but I'm going to go ahead and draw on that. Okay, so I know I want this part, and then these sides have to be trimmed, so I'll get to that part in a minute. All right, so let's take it right here. So we know that this part has to be cut. Okay, and we know that this part has to be cut. Okay, so now we're going to get out the big paper trimmer again. You gotta do this strategically, so let me think this over. Okay, so this gets cut first. I thought I could cut it off along here. Yeah, let me do that. Okay, because I don't need this inside piece, I just need this outside. We just need it right here below the holes. I'm going to try to do my best and keep it really straight. Okay, so this is one side. This is our bottom. Bring this back over. so then this is going to go here. It's still too long, so it needs to be trimmed. Let me see about this piece up here. And this piece is too short. Okay, so that explains that. Okay, so I don't need anything on the outside. And then this piece, okay, we're going to come over here. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to trim off all this whole border. And then I will lay it down as I need it. Okay, so this has got to be sacrificed there. Okay. And then now here. Okay. Just cut all your borders off of the paper. That's all you have to do. And this paper is from Michaels. I've not been able to find it anywhere else. So you can't find it on Home Shopping Network. You don't find it on Anna Griffin's blog website. It's only at Michaels, and you have to go in the store to purchase it. You can't even purchase it online. So thankfully, my local Michaels happened to get it back in stock, because it's tricky. It's like it'll say, oh, it's out of stock, or it says out of stock online, and so it's confusing. So trust me when I say, if you find it and you want it, you gotta run get it. Now, if you have these beautiful border lace dies, well then you don't have to worry about that, but I don't have any, so that's why I had to get mine. Okay, so now let's see, let's take the pieces, now that we have them trimmed. Okay, so this we know is going to have to go here. Okay, so this is going to be our cover here. And then this piece, okay, that's what I wanted to look at. So you need this long piece here. But the way this gets cut out is like there's no way to cut it. So I'm going to have to splice. I'm going to have to splice some pieces, but that's okay. I can put it on here where it's going to look pretty. All right, so that looks beautiful like that. Okay, so this piece gets here, and then you have this piece here. So you only need 3 sides to be embellished with this beautiful trim. All right, let's see. Let's see if this piece is a little bit longer. Yep, okay. So now this piece is longer. So this one can go here. And I'm going to use the little dots right there. And then this piece goes here. And I can go ahead and take this piece, and then I won't have to splice it. I just have to cut off that little bit. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take these, and then these will just be scraps for future projects. So just so you see now, when you make the project, this is what happens. Now, if I would have made it a bigger journal, then, you know, I could have tried to figure out how to cut it differently, but I would have had to go in on an angle here and then cut it up and go out here. You see what I'm saying? But now that I've cut it the first time, now I know what to do differently, which is fine. Okay, so now let's just hold this piece here. We're going to trim it right there. So now that piece, see, that's beautiful. That can be saved for an embellishment on the inside. And then this piece here, let's move that out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to trim it off right about there. Okay. Yep, that's good. And then this piece here, going to trim it right about there. Very good. I was looking on scrapbook.com. All right, do I want this underneath or do I want this to be on top? I'm thinking I like it on top. And then I'm lining up this hole with that hole. And then I'm going to see if I can do the same thing over here. If I can get it lined up there. Okay, and then bring this up here to this edge. And then this over here. Pretty close. Okay, all right, so very nice. Beautiful. Okay, so now you see, so this is going to be the border. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to place a decorative piece right in here. So that will be underneath of this. And then this beautiful border will go on top. So then when it opens, this side won't be encumbered in any way. And then these sides will be just absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. So I have to trim this off here. Probably right about there. I like that. I like that going up there though. No, I got to bring it down here. Okay. That is so beautiful, and it lines up perfectly with that. All right, so let's see if I trim it here. Yeah, I got to trim it there because, okay. Has to line up with this corner because I didn't keep that, I didn't have one down here, so this is fine. So this is fine. Okay. So this is bottom piece. We're going to lay it under here. And this is top piece. We're going to lay it here. Okay, so we're going to put those pieces there. Now we're going to say what is going to be on this beautiful cover for this journal. What do we want on this beautiful cover? Okay, I got to put this heavy thing somewhere where it's not going to fall and crash to the floor. Okay, I'm thinking I'm going to go get with one of those metallics, beautiful metallics. Green or blue. I'm not sure because I don't have a green, unfortunately. I was thinking, oh, green would have been perfect. If there's not a green, gold. Let's see. I'll get both of these and then we'll... All right, so this is the cream metallic. And then let's get a piece of the border. Put that on there. And then we have the gold metallic. And now put the cream. Ah ha ha. That's the one. Oh yes. Okay, that was easy. Alrighty then. Let's see if we can get this rolling. Right up against, now what did I say? All right, let's look at these pieces again. Yeah, okay, we're all good. Okay, just double checking on myself. Okay, so then this goes on top of here. Let me make sure I have the right one. Okay, so this has to go like this. And then this goes here like this. I have to make sure I have the top piece right and the bottom piece right because there's a difference. And then this one goes here like this. So let's see. Okay, you can see through that hole. And then these go here. Oh, see how I did it? Yeah, see? Now I put that this was the top, like this. So it goes like this. Okay, this is what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so this goes like this. Okay, so then this folds over like that. And then this is the top, and then this lays here like this, and then this folds over here like this. And now you have your journal. Okay. See, this is how my brain operates, so I have to do these things. multiple times so that I make sure I'm getting it right. Okay, so I'm not gonna, keep you on camera while I do all this cutting of all these things, but I'm going to show you all the elements and then we'll glue it together and I'll be back.